our special Puppy Love Spotlight with this edition of Pet of the Week. Joining us today is Austin Animal Services volunteer Kimberly White-Erlinger, doing her best to hold on to Kangas Khan. Good morning.
Good morning.
My chair was actually rattling because this lovely little tail was whapping it. She's an excited girl.
She's so happy. She's definitely got that happy tail. Oh, she's just delightful, as you've seen over the last few minutes. Look at her.
She gets a little bit vocal when she says, like, hey, I want a treat.
She definitely wants some treats. She didn't have her breakfast before we left, so she is very gently and sweetly asking for more little nibbles. But oh my gosh, I absolutely adore this girl. She is so darling.
Tell me a little bit about her.
So Kangas Khan, I didn't name her. It's a peculiar name. It kind of sounds like Genghis Khan, but it's Kangas Khan. She came in several months ago with another dog, so we know that she's okay with other dogs.
Okay.
So that's a great.
Are they a bonded pair or no?
No, I think it was one of her puppies. So it was a much younger dog. So I believe it was one of her puppies, and I believe that dog got adopted fairly quickly.
Okay.
So they were separated.
So that one's moved on, and we need a forever home for her.
Yeah.
now.
So we need to find a home for this sweet mama who is just the most loving and silly girl. She has such a personality, and she has made me giggle so much over the last hour that I've spent with her. She's just so, you come back here. Come back here.
Trying the old escape route.
I know. I was like, this is your moment to shine, honey. Let's do it.
She's looking to see if I've got snacks.
And she's like, what's over there? I want some more food. I've got all the food you need right now. So we think
she's a smart girl
she's
because
very
she'll
smart.
sit for that treat.
She sits before I even ask her, right? And the vets at the shelter think she's about 4.
Okay.
She's super house trained. She definitely had a family at some point in her life because she was brought in a few months ago due to breed restrictions at the apartment complex, which, is very common, and it's very sad to me because this girl, again, she gets along with dogs. She loves people, clearly. So it's just so sad that she would have to be brought into the kennel, to the shelter for that. But she has just proven herself to be such a little smooshy love bug ever since she's been at AAS.
Well, I'm glad you bring up the smushy love bugness because she does like a cuddle. Does she need an active family as well?
Oh, well, okay, I'm not quick enough for her. She and I had
it's not a proper bark. It's kind of a, excuse me, madam.
It's kind of a roof or something. I can't really, she's harumphing, I think.
Harumphing.
She's harumph. So we had a really good walk before we came, and she played a little bit in one of the yards. So I think that she's still young enough that she could have a really good active life with a family. But she also, I think she also is really good at relaxing.
She's going into a relaxed mode.
Here we go. And she was perfect in the car. So I think that she'd, love to go on a camping trip, love to go to the beach. She just wants to be with her people.
Good with the car, good with people, good with other dogs. This sounds like a pretty perfect pup.
She's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
And she's silly and cute and funny.
Okay.
So she just is the entire package.
Hi, what do you think? Let's talk about how your adoption process works if someone's interested.
Well, they can, she is on our website, so austintexas.gov/Austin Animal Services, and just look her up, and her name is on the screen. It's a little bit of an odd spelling, so it's like kangaroo, but Kangas Khan.
Maybe something to write down.
And also you can look her up as Kanga. And she'll come up. What, honey? That's not for you right now. Come on. You're so silly. You're so silly. Okay, more treats. And then you can get all the information you need about her on our website, and then come down. We're open from 11 to 7. Come meet her. You will fall in love with her.
Yeah, she is a sweet
And you
pup.
can foster her too.
Yeah, and you're always looking for fosters.
We're always looking for fosters, and 2 of our air conditioners are broken, so we're desperately looking for fosters right now to get some dogs out of those hot buildings.
Okay, and we're dealing with an overcrowded situation right now, so Clear the Shelters is coming up.
Yes.
Let's talk about the importance of such a big 2-day event.
So this is a nationwide event. Clear the Shelters is an annual event, and KXAN is one of our partners. Thank you. So
we're happy to be partnered with you.
Yeah, thank you. That's going to be crucial. So adoption fees are waived. It's going to be pretty packed, I have a feeling. So it's August 29th and 30th, next Saturday and Sunday, a week from this Saturday and Sunday. And adoption fees are waived, and it's going to be crowded. I would recommend getting to the shelter as soon as we open.
Okay. And right now,
Hi.
adoption fees and things like that, can someone come in and still adopt Kangaskhan and ahead of Clear the Shelters and maybe still get a deal?
I don't know if we are offering any deals right this second. Sometimes within a day we'll change and say, hey, medium to large dogs are $50 for the next 2 days.
Because you're trying to get them out.
Because we're trying to get them out. So as of today, I don't know if we're running any specials. It sounds like I'm at a department store or something, but or a car dealership, but I don't know.
I think it'd be a good idea though for anyone interested to get in now.
I would get in now. It's worth it. She's spayed. She has all of her shots. We've already gone through, she's gone to playgroup. We already know who she is. You're getting the whole package. So it's $80 in general, which to me is a deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And she comes with all her shots.
Everything,
Everything ready to go.
And if you foster, all of her medical care is covered by the shelter.
That's amazing.
Yes. Hi.
And so with fosters, about how long would you be looking for them to, foster at a time?
So generally we ask for a 2-week commitment. That way the dog can have a few days to settle in and we can really get some good home notes. Right now, because we're in this lack of air conditioning crisis and at the same time kind of an overcrowding crisis, anything that you can give us.
Okay.
Yeah, any overnights. If you can do a few days, while we're getting the air conditioners repaired, that is a huge help.
Okay, thank you, Kimberly.
Yeah, thank you.
Kangaskhan, you did great.
She's beautiful.
Okay, for more information, visit the website on your screen, everybody. And it's time again to clear the shelters, and Austin Watershed Protection is helping us highlight your pets this year. Enter your furry friend into our cutest pet contest for your chance to win a $50 Visa gift card. Go to kxan.com/contest to enter, and remember, scoop the poop every stinking time. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Lorenz & Lorenz. Lorenz & Lorenz is sponsoring Teachers on Top of It, where they award one teacher per month with $1,000. It's amazing. Here to tell us about the giveaway that gives back is Ted Lorenz, and we're excited to talk to you about this, Ted. Why is it so important to celebrate teachers this school year?
Well, thank you for having me, Rosie. Teachers are vital and so important for our kids' growth and development and mentorship, and everybody out there can think of, that's old like me, can think of 4 or 5 or 6 teachers that had an extreme impact in their lives. And so, times are getting tougher for teachers. There's budgets cuts. We hear about schools closing. So we just thought it would be important to do a little bit more if we could and give back. And so that's why we started this program.
Ted, why is it important to celebrate teachers this school year?
This year in particular, we're hearing about budget cuts, schools closing. And I think every person out there, especially if you're my age, in the 50s, you can think of 4 or 5 teachers, maybe more, throughout your whole, childhood career, so to speak, that have had a major impact on your life, as a mentor, educator, trainer, whatever, coach. They've had a super impact on people's lives. And we just thought it's a great time to do something that we can, give back and help teachers a little bit with this program.
They are teaching the next generation that is going to be raised in this country, so it's really important, I think, to honor them where we can.
It really is.
Because oftentimes we hear that school teachers are buying supplies, for example, for students, that sort of thing.
Rosie, teachers do so much for our community. They do so much for our kids. They've done so much for us. They get up early, stay late, work hard, lesson plans daily. It is a tough job, and often it's a thankless job. And so we just want to say thank you by offering this program.
That's wonderful. How can folks nominate a teacher?
Well, it's really easy, Rosie. If they go to kxan.com/teachers, there'll be a form they can fill out to nominate a deserving teacher.
Is this open to all Central Texas teachers and school districts?
Any teacher or educator in Central Texas school, any Central Texas school can win. It's open to everybody.
Okay, wonderful. And if somebody is thinking about nominating a teacher today, what would you say? Just want to give them that extra push.
I'd say please do. It's just such an easy way to give a little bit back to someone that's helped your child or yourself.
Well, and thank you so much for what you're doing to give back to teachers.
And thank you for having me here today, Rosie.
Of course, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Visit kxan.com/teachers to submit a nomination today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Lorenz and Lorenz. Welcome back. Celebrations are in order. USA Today has just named local spot Dukeman Family Winery a top 3 tasting room in the U.S. That's pretty huge. Here to tell us more about what makes it so special is General Manager Tommy Welford. Tommy, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Well, this is really exciting. Congratulations,
Yes.
first of all.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about Dukeman Family Winery for folks who haven't been out yet.
Well, we are 100% Texas. We are located in Driftwood, Texas, about 15 minutes south of Dripping Springs, 30 minutes from Austin. Buda and Kyle were about 25 minutes as well, so we're just right around the corner. We're offering 7 days a week, tastings that you can stand up and come out and just get a bottle, bring your dog, enjoy yourself, and honestly, we have good wine and great hospitality.
Oh, that sounds really nice. Can you paint me a picture of the place?
Think of like a beautiful Tuscan villa.
Oh,
In
lovely.
the middle of the country.
Ah.
And we do actually work out mainly out of Italian varietals. So Vermentino, Aglianico, Montepulciano are our things really we focus on a lot.
Okay, why so? Why with the Italian varietals? Is that something that you guys focus on?
It just happened to be what grows well in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So the High Plains is where we get most of our grapes from. It's due to its high elevation, so it's the premier grape growing region. And we built the building first, and then the grapes happened to follow. So it just was, it was fortuitive. It meant to be.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Okay, you just received this wonderful award. It's not the first time you've been recognized, actually, but it's the first time being in the top 3. Tell me a little bit about it.
So that, I believe that contests to our hospitality. It really was, first is an honor to be nominated.
Yeah, 100%.
I know, yes. And then after that, it was a reader's choice. So it really went out to the general public to decide our fate. And we have such a nice following. 6 weeks later, we got the news that we were 3rd in the country, and it's such an honor. And you know, my team is really, really all about hospitality. We did some great things. We make some people's days, and you know, it's meant to be. So you know, it's our time.
Yeah, and a big thank you to the community, anybody who voted to make sure that Dukeman
Yes.
Family Winery got
Yes.
on the ballot and got into that top 3 slot. That's
And not to
huge.
mention, we have great wine too. So
Hey,
yes.
that helps, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does.
Okay, why do you think your winery stands out as much as it does?
Well, for me, it is a great quality product. Dave Riley, our winemaker, he's been there since the beginning, 20 plus years in the industry. And then it goes again back to our team members. We couldn't do it without any of them. The moment you walk in, we try to make you feel welcome. The minute you're choosing your wine, whether it's a bottle or a tasting. And then after that, it's really just an all-around exclusive, you know, like just feeling. And, you know, I'm really proud of everybody that does it. You know, it's that we have an open kitchen as well that we can do food with. There's just a lot of things. We have grounds underneath the oak trees that there's plenty of picnic tables. Yeah, it's really just a nice slice of heaven out in the Driftwood country.
That
Yeah.
sounds lovely. Okay,
Yeah.
if someone were to come in for a tasting, what does that look like?
So ideally make a reservation if it's on the weekends.
Okay.
We can accommodate walk-ins, but it's just, you know, taking a chance. You walk in, it is a standing room, tasting room, so you'll be standing doing a 6 wine pre-selected menu.
Ooh, 6 wines.
Yeah,
I like
not
that.
too shabby.
Do we start with a white?
We do. We usually do 1 white, 2 whites, and a rosé, and then we finish with some reds. Basically, it's usually our heavy hitters, like the Vermentino that you'll be trying today is our first starter.
Okay, I'm excited. So the Vermentino, this is a nice white. Talk to me about the notes that I'm tasting here.
So this is going to be a very clean, crisp, refreshing wine. This is kind of what our Dave Riley, our winemaker, likes to do. It's basically just, it's meant to be the perfect Texas white summer white wine. So
It feels a little bit tannic. It feels a little bit like it's got like that, or maybe it's fruit that I'm tasting.
it is. It's fruit
kinda kicks
forward
you in
and
the
it's got the
back.
citrus. Yes, that's the citrus you're tasting right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
It is. If it was more chilled, and it would have been a little bit, you know, better. But it is.
Oh, it's the magic
you still
of
get the notes.
television,
Yeah,
everybody.
exactly. No, it's really good.
And what would you say as far as like pairing it with something?
The Vermentino, it can go by itself, which we do a lot, or you can do
Sure.
a lot of seafood goes really well. The acidic that you get from that bite. Scallops would be nice, like a nice little white cream risotto would be really nice as well.
Kind of cut through some of that
Yes,
heavier, creamy
exactly.
stuff.
The acid and then the fat, absolutely, for
Yeah,
sure.
okay. And then I cannot pronounce the name of this second wine, so please help me out.
Not many people can. That is our Alianico.
Alianico.
Yes, so this-
Alianico, I'm just going to follow you.
This is our 2019 vintage.
Okay.
So something that we decided to do a long while ago in 2012 is to start a barrel aging program. So this one right here is our winemaker's favorite wine. It spends about 4 years roughly in barrel, and then another year after we bottle it before we release it.
Delicious. It's so good.
Yes. So the good thing about these two is why we brought them is that they both received a score of 94 points at the Decanter, which is one of the most prestigious wine competitions in the world. Yes.
High five there.
It's a big deal. It's the first year they opened it to Texas, and actually Texas got 12 of the top scores, and we got 2 of the 12, which is really nice.
It's really nice to see that, like, hey, Texas has been underrated for a long time when it comes to wine. Like,
Right.
look at us step into the spotlight. That's
Yes.
huge.
It is, and you know, it's as an industry in a whole, and there's also, I think Texas got above 60 different scores, above 90 points. So we showed extremely well as an industry. We support the Texas wine growers, the agriculture, and then also the winemakers and the people that work the winery. So it's a huge testament to what we are.
So you got these nice medals for it. Did the belt buckles come as well?
That was from another year, last year of Houston Rodeo. I just brought them because they look good.
Yeah, they do. but that
these-
means you're winning awards at the Houston
ma'am.
Rodeo as well.
We're doing well there too, and then these are the gold medals that they came with as well. So
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you guys are making great wine, and you've got a great tasting room to show
yes,
for
we
it.
do absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, so just real quickly, walk-ins welcome, but reservations suggested, especially on weekends, right?
Weekends, yes. Walk-ins Monday through Friday, we can probably accommodate you. It might be a small wait, but nothing too crazy.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
We appreciate
absolutely.
it, Tommy. Learn more and plan your visit at DukemanWinery.com. August 19th is World Humanitarian Day, a day the UN sets aside to honor aid workers everywhere. In the height of hurricane season, this is a timely moment to talk about protecting both vulnerable children and families. Joining us now is actor Christopher Palaha, who's partnered with World Vision for several years and who you'll also see in the brand new series this fall, American Hostage, alongside John Hamm and Giovanni Ribisi. Take a look. Joining me now is actor Christopher Palaha. Good morning, Christopher. How are you?
I'm doing great, Blake. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. So here's the thing. You've been a World Vision partner for years now. So can you tell me a little bit about what first drew you to this collaboration and why their mission's so important to you?
Sure. World Vision came onto my radar one day when I was watching an interview with Bono from U2, and he was talking about his work with World Vision. And then I did a movie with Meghan Markle, who had gone to Africa with World Vision, and she was telling me about it. And I was like, I think I want to get involved. And so I put together a team for they have a 6K clean water run. And I just built a team. We raised a lot of money for a great cause. And one thing led to another, and I became an ambassador for them in 2020. My wife and I designed little bracelets that you can find in the gift catalog. But beyond that, just being an advocate for the work that they do, which has been a joy of my life so far. It's been a great partnership.
Yeah, and I love that you've been able to partner along with them and bring more awareness to what they're doing. Now, also, whether people know this or not, we are currently in the height of hurricane season. So can you give us an idea of what World Vision's response to hurricane relief looks like?
Sure. I mean, it's an international Christian humanitarian organization, so they have a global reach. They have access to over 100 countries around the world. And if there's a famine or an earthquake or a hurricane or a political conflict, they show up and they bring fresh water, they bring food, they bring resources, they bring boxes of supplies and trauma kits. And moreover, they bring community. And then they stay put until the crisis is resolved, and then they help rebuild that community. And it usually happens in places where it's hard to be a kid. We take our luxury for granted in America, but there's a lot of places, and even in America, where it is really challenging to just have a healthy, normal childhood. And World Vision shows up and tries to offer those families and those children a respite from the trauma that is, natural disaster and war and all, the worry.
Yeah, thankful for resources like that. We couldn't do the repair work that is possible without people like that. Now, switching gears here a little bit, you are part of a brand new MGM Plus series called American Hostage. So what can you share about your character and kind of how you prepped to take on this role?
Yeah, my character is a man named Dick Hall who was taken hostage for 63 hours at gunpoint. He had a wire strung around his neck called a dead man's wire, attached to a shotgun, and then was basically berated for 63 hours by a guy named Tony Karitsis, who called the local radio station and spoke to a man named Fred Heckman, who's played by John Hamm. Tony Karitsis is played by Giovanni Ribisi. And yeah, basically I spent 6 months in Winnipeg getting yelled at by Giovanni Ribisi and with a shotgun pointed to my head. It was and what you do to prepare for that is you just show up every morning and you get ready to get yelled at by Giovanni Ribisi for 12 hours a day. And I'll tell you a secret. When your body gets yelled at, it doesn't know that it's acting, and the hair stands up on end, and you react because he's also a very great actor. And so you kind of like believe that you're about to die.
Yeah, it sounds like outside of, acting, it sounds like it was a character building experience for yourself getting to work with those guys and take on this character. But I am kind of curious with that,
Absolutely.
you take on what feels like a very dramatic role, right? But actually this happens to like people all the time, right? We see people get kidnapped and held at hostage. And I'm curious, like, what was it like for you having to tap into that mindset and that, that people really do experience this in places all across the world?
Yeah, well, it was interesting because the man, Dick Hall, wrote about his experience 40 years after the fact. And he said it was his faith that kept him alive. And he went to a very small place and stayed there for those 63 hours. Like he just became very, very, very small. And what he didn't want to do was antagonize Tony. Dick Hall was a huge guy. He was a big, strong man. In fact, he was a football player in college. And in high school was voted like he was given the strongman award, and physically he was superior to Tony Karitsis and probably could have beat him up. But Tony had a gun, and Tony had anger, and Tony had wrath, and Dick knew that the only way to survive was to keep Tony calm and to keep Tony talking. And it's a really fascinating character study. And the book that he wrote, it's called Tony and Me. It was a really interesting treatise on trauma and how people deal with trauma and survive trauma, and then after the trauma heal from it or don't.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because it sounds like from what you're saying, what you learned from him, it sounds like when you're in a situation like that, right? It all depends on like a stable mindset, which not everyone is fortunate to have. And so it's really interesting, the kind of positioning he took on with this. Aside from American Hostage, you also had your directorial debut this year with Mimics. So I'm curious, we've seen you in a lot of acting roles, but how did the experience of directing differ from acting? And do you see yourself pursuing more directing opportunities in the future?
Yes, I plan to get behind the camera again and direct. And what I love about directing versus acting is with acting, you're just focused on your one role. You got to know your part in the story, but you're there to serve the story. With directing, you're really world building. And so everything from the color palette to the tone to the music and the edit to the actors you hire and what they wear to the script and what people are saying, you really are just telling the story completely. And it was a wonderful experience. It was the time of my life.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
people can check it out on Tubi. Right now it's available for free on Tubi.
All right. They can watch it on Tubi. That sounds good and easy enough. Now, finally here, where can people go for more information to support World Vision, as we talked about at the beginning, and then also how can they tune into American Hostage?
Sure. With American Hostage first, it's MGM Plus, so you'd have to subscribe to MGM Plus, which is an Amazon sub streamer, I guess. And you could go check the trailer out right now on YouTube. It's amassed over 5 million views in the past like 24 hours, I think. And it's going to be airing. The first 2 episodes are going to drop September 20th. Now, as far as World Vision goes, it's the easiest way. A little bit of change can create so much change for good in the world. And all you have to do is go to worldvision.org. Again, it's worldvision.org, and you can see everything that they're doing. You can learn about what the organization's all about and what they do and where their reach is and how they do what they do. They've got a gift catalog. My wife and I designed some bracelets. Other people have designed some cool jewelry and things, so you can get a gift, and then the money goes to the World Vision Fund, which sends people out all over the world to help and to change the world for good.
To keep up with Christopher and his mission with World Vision, visit worldvision.org and tune in to American Hostage this fall on NGM+.
The Agni Foundation for the Arts and Agni Katha are bringing together a stellar production to the Dell Hall stage. And joining us now with all the details are Prasenjit and Mark. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you both here. And Mark, tell us about the Agni Foundation for the Arts. Just give us a little idea.
Agni Foundation for the Arts is a nonprofit program that celebrates culture through music and art and dance pieces and acting performances. So we are hosting a play in the Long Center, and that's what we're here to talk about.
And I know you both are originally from India. Is the Agni Center or the Agni Foundation, does it focus on Indian stories?
Mostly Indian stories, but mostly multicultural aspects of it.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Mostly South Asian stories.
South Asian stories. All right, Prasenjit, this show is called Ras Leela, an East Side story, and I feel like that's a little hint right there. People might pick up on that. You're the director of this production. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Ras Leela and East Side production is a large-scale Bollywood musical, I would say, and it's loosely inspired by the timeless idea of star-crossed lovers. And we have a fictional city called Brindapur. The story is based in that backdrop. Ram and Leela, who are the primary characters of the play, they just meet, fall in love, and soon they realize that they are trapped by the family legacy of division and hatred. So yeah, I mean, it's a love story, but underneath that, there is a story of generational hatred, division, identity, family loyalty, and again, the finer qualities of a human essence.
Well, a big thing here is that you didn't want to just take basically Romeo and Juliet and stick it in Bollywood. You wanted to actually, from the roots up, kind of create your own influences with it. Talk to me about that subtle dance there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we never wanted to put Indian or South Asian clothes on Shakespeare. Rather, we asked a different question. What if the eternal idea of forbidden love, we bring it on and let it organically grow in under the South Asian lens? And once you do that, the families become important, the communities become important, the generational legacy becomes important, and obviously the color, chaos, festival, celebration, that also becomes important. So all these things we have tried to club together, but we kept this as the main thing, that it's end of the day, it's a story of Ram and Leela and how innocent love of two human beings can be the mightiest warrior against the hatred that is brewed for so many years.
Okay, and if someone has never seen a Bollywood show, Mark, I heard color, I heard chaos, I heard festival. What are they
Music
in for?
and dance.
Yes.
Life is empty without music and dance.
Yes.
So we have a very good way of incorporating drama and serious storytelling with fun stuff, right? Because life is comprised of both.
And so are we going to see dancing production?
Oh, 100%. There are about 130 dancers.
No way.
Yes, ma'am. Choreographed 130 dancers, 9 dances. So the serious play happens, then there's a musical break, and the musical break is also kind of incorporated into the story. The story still continues as the dances are going through.
Well, and this is a show largely done in English,
Yes.
but people might hear Hindi. Because during the Bollywood section, we start to hear some of the words come through, right?
So it's all the actors, the cast, everyone would be interacting in English. That's the medium of instruction. But the few songs where the Hindi lyrics you would hear, but as they say, music has its own language, so it would never be a barrier for the audience to understand the story. And as he said, dance is a very integral part of our show, but again, dance is not a decoration here. It's the integral part of our storytelling. The dancers sometimes becomes the part of the characters. They just emote the emotional state of the actors. They became the chaos. They celebrate with the actors, with the characters. They represent the essence of Brindapur.
It sounds wonderful to me. It sounds like a lot of fun. Let's talk, Mark, about your character.
So I am playing the role of Sutradhar, which essentially translates to a narrator. But as opposed to somebody who just comes on the stage and talks about what's going on, I play the character of an eternal being that has gone through cycles of love and conflict. Wherever love is, there is conflict, regardless of geography, right? So I've seen these cycles have happened before. So I'm talking about the story, the universal concepts that are happening behind the individual events in the story to the audience.
And Prasenjit, how has it been to be the director of this production?
Yeah, it's been a lot, but I really loved it for sure. And being the director, I got the privilege to interact with all the different teams that are working together. I mean, all these 130 people that Mark has already mentioned. But again, I mean, a production like this is never possible to be handled by a single person, right? So even as a director, my main job was to ensure that all these pieces are connected together under a common theme. And so we have so many dance numbers. Just adding a little bit detail to that, we have 12 choreographers doing the choreography, and we have 9 separate dance numbers. And on top of that, there are many scenes which are connected through dance moves and all. So a lot of choreography in that. So I always, again, I had to ensure that everything just puts together. End of the day is the story of Ram and Leela, the story of innocence, love, which is becoming a strong shield against the generational division.
Okay. And when is the show, Mark, and how can people get tickets?
It's this Saturday. If you want to get tickets, go to Long Center's website, right there.
It's just one performance?
One big performance.
Oh, you guys have been practicing for so long for this.
The idea is once after this performance is done, maybe we'll go on tour.
Okay,
So
well, I'm
it's
excited
the first sneak
for
peek
you.
Austin gets.
Yeah, we'll break a leg. Thank you both so much.
Thank
We
you.
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
it. For more information on this production, visit agniartsfoundation.org. Going back to our routines can be tricky, but there are tools and tricks to make life easier in the kitchen for every meal. Ashley Howard and Alyssa Bergamini are standing by with the top tools to save time in the kitchen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the best prices in this week's Epic Discounts from consumer resource bestreviews.com.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini.
And I'm Ashley Howard. And when you see us, you know what that means. It is time to scan the QR code on your screen because we are ready to save big.
That's right, Ashley. And today we have some kitchen must-haves that are really going to help you prep food faster and spend less time cooking.
All right, so let's start with the Ninja Mega Kitchen System. We are all familiar with Ninja's blenders, but with this one, they've outdone themselves. The blender attachment pulverizes ice in seconds, and the bowl attachment functions as a food processor, chopping and blending anything you can fit inside. Plus, it comes with on-the-go cups, so you can take your smoothies straight out the door.
One machine, so many jobs. This is going to cut your chopping time way down. And if you want to pair that smoothie with a breakfast sandwich, of course you do, then you'll definitely want this. The Hamilton Beach Dual Breakfast Sandwich Maker. Now, this little appliance makes up to 2 custom breakfast, lunch, or dinner sandwiches in just 5 minutes or less. It has a digital countdown timer that signals when it's done, so you don't have to worry about burning anything.
Ooh, that sounds good to me.
Yes.
It's easy to clean with dishwasher-safe components. This is the perfect solution for busy mornings, especially before school. Now, next is the Cosori Air Fryer Pro with 9 cooking functions and temperatures that can reach up to 450 degrees. This is your new go-to on those days where you don't want to turn on the oven. Just toss in your French fries, chicken fingers, and even a steak, and let this bad boy do all the work for you.
That sounds great to me. And last but certainly not least, the Cook Triple Slow Cooker Buffet Server and Food Warmer. I know it's hard to believe, but the holidays are almost here, and this is an absolute must for your next family gathering.
Each crock has its own temperature knob with low, high, and warm settings, which gives you the ability to cook or keep 3 different dishes warm all at the same time.
I mean, how cool is that? My sister, she's gonna love this.
All right, now let's take one last look at today's products, helping you save money.
Head to epicdiscounts.com or just scan that QR code to scan, shop, and save with Epic Discounts by Best Reviews.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products mentioned and where to buy them by going to our website, kxan.com, and clicking on the Marketplace tab. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Lorenz & Lorenz and Big Bully Turf.